Since graduation, I recently got a promotion. I became a supervisor and I lead a group of 7 individuals and I work with all levels of management. As a supervisor, the 2 strengths that I use the most are developer and consistency. The developer strength I use mainly with my staff so I can help them hone in with their responsibilities and their abilities so that they can perform their jobs better. The consistency strength I use with my staff to help them develop a routine so they can be better prepared and organized. The strengths that I used in my academic journey were discipline. Discipline in school goes a long ways. My motto used to be work now, play later. Also consistency. Consistency helped me with meeting project deadlines, and it also helped me for any unforeseen events.
My current job is a technology project leader, which involves anything from application development to integration of new technologies. Probably the strength I use the most is adaptability. Technology is always changing. It's very, very handy that one of my natural abilities is to be adaptable. So I can integrate things and go from one technology to another technology fairly easily. The next one is probably developer. I am in charge of integrating a lot of different systems together. So I'm going to develop gateways between 2 systems comes in handy a lot. And the third one I try and really exude a lot is positivity. It's good to be a positive person. Everyone uses IT, and sometimes they might ask a question that they might think is silly, or you might think something that seems really simple from their end, and so it's good to be positive and know, hey, it happens to everybody, it happens to me. So I've learned to work with others that have different strengths to me by my adaptability trait. It really helps that I'm also an includer. It allows me to integrate lots of different personalities into a system and find their strengths, identify them, and then work within them. And I'm able to be the one kind of adapting to everyone else, trying to be the buffer, so to say, between different personality types, because we all have different ways you like to do things. And so I don't mind being the person that does something a little bit different, just for to help out the group for the better. The strengths I hope to use more in my career are probably developer and belief. Developer is just having the ability to develop staff around me and help them grow in their own personal strengths. I've had people in my life that have taken me under their wing as a young child and really just mentored me and helped shape me into the person I am today. And I hope to be able to do the same for another and believe in them. They'll be able to overcome all the obstacles they'll reach over their career and hopefully one day even surpass me.
I always try to look for a positive opportunity in my life, whether it's at work, at school, or in my home life. When I have a difficult assignment to complete or I'm tempted to be elsewhere, my inner voice tells me to stay positive, dedicated, and to work hard. I don't always expect others to adapt themselves to me and my personality and my strengths. I like to observe others and see where their strengths are, their personality, to be able to work with them and adapt myself to them.
The strengths I use the most, well, my top 5 are my favorite, but I really go for individualization and restorative, those 2. For instance, at work, I look to solve problems, and I think of the individual when I'm solving problems. Like when I take a customer service phone call, I look to solve that person's individual problems. And with school, it's more relational, and I tend to my input more. I'm not saying that I don't use input at work. I do collect information, and I have a huge resource that I go to solve problems at work. But at school, I really enjoy the learning process and just absorbing different kinds of information and changing it up. It satisfies my input curiosity. When I work with others, I do know that my top strengths are mostly executing and relational, and People that are different from me are those that have influencing strengths like woo and maximizer and communication. It helps me through my individualization lens to see where they're coming from, that they're in influencing mode. And so it helps me see with the language of strength finders that under a different mode, and I can help accommodate that.